told you I thought
It is hot. Jesus.
Shout out to God.
No. I wasn't in connection. I was saying in general, it's hot. Yeah.
In general, yeah.
This is the intro.
We're in here, yeah. We're in here. We at the Sound So Soulful Studio. We're not going back here. We're continuing. We're at the Sound So Soulful Studios. Yeah, it's Huey Magicman, where the magic happens. Trademark that, Huey Magicman Baitu Manong, producer man.
Extraordinary.
Yeah, and we're here to speak about Eternal. Yeah. Wish there was a song we could cue into. And enter the title sequence right here.
Make it be silent, mom. Yeah. Now tell me now what are we?
So, this I guess like this process started.
I guess we can start with where we met and how we met.
So the process started. When was that? So,
I don't remember. I think not last year. So the year before last year.
It was December.
Yeah, but not last year. The year before last year. I think that was 2021.
Yeah.
I pulled up on you because there's a song that we needed to record for
Imani,
and we wanted to get you on it.
Yeah.
And then I think that was our first session.
Yeah, I remember driving to and is it the up?
Yeah, what?
I remember driving it up. Y'all came to pick me up with Imani, came for Imani's session, and then you just started playing beats. You're playing songs.
I played songs. I played songs of a project that me and Imani have been working on, which is still up. But I think that's kind of maybe like what made you feel like, okay, I think maybe we could
do something. Yeah.
Because from that situation is I think what you said to me earlier or a while ago, where like you were like hearing those songs is what made you feel like we could make an album.
For sure. Because I remember hearing how different the production was. Because at the time, I didn't have like a state. I like working with a producer, like obviously this because we've done this. From Looney for Johnny Bass. I like working with a producer and really etching out the project. I don't like being in too many studios with too many different guys. So I remember hearing your beats and just being like, oh my god! And at the time, you had no idea that you were that ill. I remember this reaction, and like I could tell you had.
I mean, it's based off like even. At the time, you said on the first day we met, you were like, I think we should make an album.
Word. I know we made it.
Like, nah.
This ain't a lie. Yeah, word.
Yeah. Also because that session wasn't a session for us. It was a session so that you can hop on the song I made with Imani. So
for sure.
I wasn't even thinking that far at the time.
For sure, yeah. But then I came through. So we had the song with Imani. Recorded the song. It was on. What was the project?
Oh, it was on Hoopty Music.
Hoopty Music, yes, definitely. It was on Hoopty Music. We recorded that. I went back home, just mind blown, like, oh my god. Found another nigga who's like just like wilding, production wise. I remember being really excited. And then I came through and we started working on the project. Yeah.
But at that time, obviously, we didn't even know it was Eternal.
No.
Which I guess then like begs the question of like, how did that even come about? Like, how do we get to the place where we have this project out? But I think the whole process was, it was making Eternal without knowing that it was Eternal. So
we made like 3 projects before. I mean, just in amounts of music and
there's a lot of songs that didn't make.
And also we started saying this is what the project's gonna be, and then like maybe it's gonna be that.
Yeah, because you also had a lot of names.
I remember I'd come with the name every time. Mandela, Internet Symphonies. Which is how the song.
I think that's when you started getting closer. From the symphony
yes.
Perspective.
Yeah, that's how.
I don't actually even know how you came about with Eternal. I don't remember. Yeah. I mean, there's a song. Maybe it's because of the song where you said Eternal will be here forever. But I don't know if you had that name.
The sign. No, I did. I think maybe the sign or the 8. I can't remember either. I don't know. I think like Imani's they're trying to signal us the fact with the 8. But I can't remember. I literally have no idea how we started. But when I heard it in my head, like Eternal.
I mean, it made sense. I think for me, like the first time you said you wanted to be named that was obviously I think after we had made a song where you had recited those.
Oh yeah,
I don't know if
here forever.
It's because of that song or if you had that name.
I think I had the name and anyway, yes.
Why did you like?
Because I can't remember how it started.
I just remember that's how it happened for me. Because you told me the name.
Yeah.
But the first time I heard that word was in a song.
Yeah.
And then when you came back And I think because of that song, we also were like, nah, I think this could be an intro.
Yeah.
And then that kind of
that started
affected everything else, because if it's the intro and you're saying this thing in the hook, maybe the project could be eternal.
And that was like probably like 6 months.
That was at the end, because the intro is also one of the last songs we made. So yeah, it answers your thing where you were like, there was a lot of music that we were making. The project changed so much. Like it began as something like this, and then we kept making music. Even the whole idea of it was like, at some point you thought that I think we're done, and because of something that you said, but I was like, nah, let's keep going. Let's work in the beginning,
and that's when we started. When I said I think the project is done. It wasn't eternal. I think we probably had maybe 2 songs. From
we probably only had Symphony.
Yeah.
Because I know that's the earliest. That's the first song actually.
Yeah. Project. Yeah. So I think I said that, and then you said, "Nah, let's continue working. Let's work."
And I only said let's continue working because a long time ago, before that, you said we're going to be working on this for like a year.
Yeah.
I don't know if you had forgotten it at that time.
Yeah. Whatever. I just felt like it was finished.
Yeah. I just wanted to stick to the plan that was laid out initially.
Absolutely. Yeah. And after we said that, that's when Eternal happened. That was the 8 songs Infinity Sign. Yeah, that's okay. Once Eternal, 8 songs. Okay, but yeah. So we made the project Eternal. Worked on it for about a year and some change. Yeah. What would you say like some of your favorite memories from recording the project, or one thing that stands out when you were making if you're gonna give me one, you could give me like your top 2, top 3.
I'm trying to think, because I'm playing the songs in my head so that I can remember how those sessions went. But I think like maybe like, I mean, it's probably also because it's my favorite song or like my favorite beat or whatever, but I really enjoyed how Die For You came about, because from what I remember, I'm not 100% sure if it's the first session that at least I had with Doshi here, because not the first time I'd met him, but like him pulling up to the studio. But I remember, I think Doshi was making something before, and maybe I had made something prior. I think we were making something together, and then he started working on the beat, and then I don't remember if anybody hopped on it. But then I remember
I did.
Oh, you did?
We didn't use that, so yes.
Yeah,
he was making a beat, and then I started recording on it, whatever.
Yeah.
And then we went outside to smoke.
Yeah, and I stayed inside.
You're like, nah.
I was like, that shit that he was doing was so fire. I need to do something that is as good as that. So I guess I was jealous. Which fueled me wanting to make the beat. And I remember, like, I don't know how long you guys went outside to smoke, but I think by the time you guys came back from
the beat was done, bro. I was like, that's why I was like, man, because I remember that session well. I just went out. I recorded a thing with Do, and it was cool, but it didn't feel new. It felt like more of the old type thing of music that I've been making. So we went outside to smoke, came in, and then firstly, as we're outside, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you beatbox.
Oh yeah.
What is that nigga doing inside there? Like, okay, whatever. So we were smoking, whatever. Come back in, and you press play, and it's like, oh my god, what is this? Yeah. And I think we recorded that song.
Yeah, I think also like that was probably maybe not one of the few times, but like it was. I think also one of the easiest songs to make. Like I think every idea that we were recording.
Yeah. That song and Phoenix song was super easy.
Yeah. Because like every idea we were recording was just like, it wasn't, obviously maybe we will do another take, but it wasn't because of like, let's change this idea. It's like, I just want to say this thing better. But everything was just like, from the beginning to the end, it was really quick. It was really seamless. I don't remember how long it took, but I just remember it being like,
it almost felt like a trance. Like it was just happening. Yeah.
So I think if I had to choose like maybe like my favorite memory is probably making that song. But yeah, I think I should.
Is that your favorite? Like, are there any others?
Let me think. Okay, another song. Cause
I'm just doing this because I can't think of one. So
yeah.
What do you think? Symphony was fun to make. Okay, but Symphony.
I guess I'm also trying to think about songs that were made in one sitting, because Symphony was across different sessions.
Yes, I remember. I think Symphony was probably one of my favorites, because when it started, it was also supposed to be the intro.
For a long time it was the intro.
So I remember I recorded the first part of the song, then went home, and then tragically we heard the passing of Ricky Rick. Rest in peace to him. And then I remember being at home and feeling so frustrated with the industry and fans and just the game of it all. And I remember calling you like, yo, bro.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, yo, I need to land out there and record.
It's either you came the next week or came a few days later.
Yeah. I was like, yo, there's something on my heart. I need to come through and it's one of like the few verses that because I actually like
you wrote
down. Yeah, because I was at home and I was like, no way, I gotta get this off.
Yeah, because at that time you only laid like the first half of
the first couple. And also like the beat that existed was only like.
It was
like 6 seconds of beat.
I didn't give you like a whole thing.
No, so I wrote the full thing, but I was rapping it on the kept rewinding the 6 seconds of the beat. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and then I came here and we made that song. That's probably one of my favorite. And recording Eternal, something about that.
Yeah, that was a really
Eternal.
Nerd.
Yes, nerd. Yes, no one ever really does. That was the project name of the song. Yeah. So Eternal also was like a really. I think it was like healing for me.
Yeah, I mean, also like the subject matter, it makes sense.
Yeah. And I felt like I was rapping like at my highest, like my highest level on that one. Yeah.
I think another song that I have at least like it's a dope memory for me is Making Gardens. And it's also kind of like the same reasons.
You gotta tell that
I
story,
made that for you. But it was because like we were at like Rijo's house and we were just chilling, and then towards the end of the night, I think we were just playing music, and Doshi just started playing a lot of songs that he produced, and I was like, "Fuck!"
Yeah, we had like a bride thing. Everybody was there. It was like a week after your birthday.
Was it?
Yeah, because we couldn't celebrate your birthday with you because you went home to your family.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, so when you came back, that was kind of like the makeshift birthday thing that we had.
Okay.
We wanted to go to like my plan was let's go to Gold Reef or whatever. But we were like, nah, let's rather just have this bride. So we had the bride Rijo's. Then after the bride,
the hanging out part of it.
For sure.
But yeah, back to what I was saying is that like
after the bride, those playing music.
Yeah, those playing a lot of shit. I was like, which is the same, I guess, fuel Die For You. He was playing a lot of shit. I was like, fuck, this nigga fire.
This nigga
I'm getting jealous.
So
I'm like, alright. The night ends. We come back to my house.
Yeah. I had to crash over here because I couldn't go home.
Yeah, because it was super late at that time for sure. I think I didn't sleep.
You didn't?
Yeah.
I remember being like, I was on the couch trying to sleep, and I'm hearing.
Because
going to the toilet.
That wasn't even the first beat I made that night, because I came back and I was chilling with niggas, and then I made a beat, and then niggas dipped, and then the second beat is the Gardens.
I had no idea.
Yeah, because remember the niggas dropped us off, so.
Oh, yes, yeah. Oh, yeah, we hung out a little bit.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah. And then, I started working on Gardens. What I do remember, I guess, a funny memory is that there was a time I was working on the beat, and then I guess you went to the bathroom, and then you came back, opened the door, and you went
Yes, I was like, what is this nigga doing? This nigga still recording, bro? Yeah, that was actually kind of crazy, yeah.
And then the next morning, but also what's fire about that memory is that the next morning, obviously, then you record the song. And I remember as you were recording it, I started crying.
Yeah. That's a special moment for me. I was glad because it's like, I could never, there's no gift I could really give the people that I love that will mean as much as like songs, So it's like, when I make songs, I'm like, oh shit, I can see the song means a lot to him. You know what I mean? It gave me that little, so I was like, okay, cool, let me go hard. I even remember the moment, it was that line, your scars are the place where the light shines in.
To me, it wasn't even just that. It was that whole verse.
Was it?
Yeah, because obviously I could hear you spitting the whole verse. I think at some point you had wrapped up the verse.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm also working on the song, trying to make songs, the verses playing over and over and over. And I guess like the things that you were saying in that verse, like I guess in that moment in my life, they just felt very relevant to how I had felt or whatever it might be. But then, that kind of like got me to those emotions. But I think definitely those two songs it's just also interesting because like I said, like the fuel for making those songs is both the same.
For sure. And like what do you think, like what are your favorite song, or do you even have one, or what's your favorite song?
It's Die For You for sure. Like I think I've said it multiple times. But Die For You is definitely my favorite song. I mean, if it's maybe like another one outside of Die For You, it's probably it's kind of tricky now because I know Die For You is my favorite song. The other songs are also my favorite songs. I think it's between like. So
let me ask you like this. Yeah, give me your favorite songs and your favorite beats, or are they the same thing?
Thing is, Die For You is the same thing. So it's my favorite beat. It's my favorite song. Yeah. But let me just separate it then. That For You is my favorite song. I think if that's my favorite song, then my favorite beat is More Higher. Yeah.
That's such a classic. I love that. Yeah, that's one of my favorite songs too. Mahaya is definitely one of my favorite songs. For me, it changes all the time, you know.
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
And also, like I like hearing what the listeners are saying. Like when people really like this song. I remember feeling really iffy about Gardens because I was like, I wonder if people are gonna like the song. Is really,
a lot of people have
like it's really Disney. It's really, and it's streaming like the best right now. I was like, oh my god! So like you never really know. You know,
even the process of analyzing that song was kind of tedious in the sense that there was a version where you starting the song.
Oh yes, when I sang everything, before Pio and Fu came in and sang those,
and then even when they did sing it, we had two versions where like
we were sending people like, which one do you like? This one or that one? Yeah, that was you know, like I don't want to go back, but a moment that was also really dope was recording Best Friends. Best Friend.
Oh yeah.
That was also a very humbling experience for me because I didn't want to record that song at all.
Yeah.
I didn't want to make it. I hated the process of recording it, but you were there, kind of like forcing me, to finish the song.
I think it was just tough because, like, the subject matter.
Yeah.
Because, I understand that too.
Yeah.
Because, just to put it blunt, you're speaking about your mom. At least, maybe like on the first level.
On the first level,
wherever else you take it, but like, just that thing, like, especially being somebody that I guess has to write these words out and let these feelings exist on a song like that. Can be, I guess, a challenging thing because you're kind of also confronting those feelings while
at the time. Word.
Because I do remember, like, maybe you recorded half of it, you went outside, and then I think it was just me and you in the beginning before the money landed.
Yeah.
And I could tell, like, you also becoming a bit more reserved in your energy.
Yeah, because I was feeling a lot of things. I wasn't trying to feel.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't feel like you don't want to make the song because you don't like it. I just sort of like,
it's difficult.
It's difficult for you to write this song. Yeah. But I think for me, it was just like, just write it, and then we'll see what happens. And then obviously, Imani lands.
Yeah.
And then
he took it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he killed that shit.
My favorite feature. He's like.
He's every on the tape.
Yeah, he's like Donnie Glover to my, Mel Gibson and Lethal Weapon. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely, definitely shoot. So now that we recorded the project, we've done it, and it's done. What is it starting to mean to you? What do you think, like, or feel like Eternal means to you?
I mean, if I guess, like, it's as simple as, like, making something that'll be here forever, or like, even if I die today, like, and it encompasses not even just that project, but it encompasses everything else that I guess I get to do with music, and probably even other things than that, but let me just keep it with music for now. But like, it just says, like, if I were to die today, this music will be here forever, and it'll get to live way beyond me. And I think that's kind of like an interesting thing when I think about that, because it's like, it's something that I made or I was a part of, that even if I cease to exist, it's gonna continue forever. Yeah.
I feel like that too, and to an extent as well. It's like, this project to me felt like a restart. You know what I mean? It felt like, because I've been doing this for so long, and I've released so many projects. I started getting jaded, I think, to an extent. So everything about this project felt new. You know what I mean? I've never done a project this way. I've never had a cover with no color, or you know what I'm saying. It's also it has really, like, I've always made projects that are positive with somber undertones, but this project is kind of like a somber project with positive undertones as well. You know what I mean? It feels like a restart. It feels like a new beginning for myself, and almost like it feels like the beginning. I'm so excited about everything, where the music is going to go. Yeah, and that's what it means to me. But what do you hope, like, the people, the listener will, like, if you could write down or like a wish list of the things that you hope the listeners take away from the music when they listen to it, like, what are some of those things?
I mean, I think the main thing, and it's probably like always the main thing with anything that I would do, is like, do they like it, like, because I mean, I don't like, I think it starts there for me, because if I'm thinking about it myself as a consumer of music or, you know, art or whatever it might be, like, it starts with, do I like it first? And I guess that's really like the most important thing to me, like, you know, people actually fucking with it and like, you know, living with it, listening to it, like repeating these songs back to back to back. The same way I guess I did, like, you know, after these songs had been made and, you know, seeing them to their final form. Yeah. But I think, yeah.
Because like it's like a year old for you now, this project almost.
Yeah.
Because you were done with this project at the beginning of this year, it was finished.
In the duration of that year, I was playing it a lot. You know, so I would like for that same experience to be the same experience that somebody else has. Because I think like anything beyond that for me is like, you know, it's up to you what you take from it, like what it means in your life, or what these words mean to you, or whatever else. But like, you know,
everything else is like extra.
Yeah, it's extra. Like, it starts there for me, because I think even with any other thing, like, if I can get past that, then all of the other things can be interpreted, and then they also are interpreted because I am who I am and my experiences.
So, absolutely.
Yeah,
I think for me, and I'm just gonna sound so corny, you know, but I really hope like it just provides some sort of healing for people. You know what I mean? I hope some people listen to it and relate, realize that they're not alone in, you know, whatever it is that they're going through. And like you said, I hope they enjoy the music. I hope people play it. I hope they enjoy it. I hope they stream it and stream it and stream it and stream it and stream it for sure, you know, so we can keep making music, you know. Yeah. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys support the music. I'm gonna be right here at the Sound So Soulful Studios creating. I know that's where he's gonna be. Thanks. Yeah. Until you guys hear from us.
Get more money and go to a bigger studio.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But it's still gonna be Sound So Soulful Studios.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, I'm talking about like right now on this couch. It might be a different couch next time.
Yes, absolutely. But we're definitely gonna see you guys soon. Thank you for this conversation, my brother.
Thank you for the music.
Hell yeah. Thank you to you. See you guys soon. Eternal.
Cut. All right.
How long was that? It's long.
4 gigabytes.
Oh, I can actually see.
Yeah.